Yeah.
Go for it.
It's hard to like look at yourself.
I know. I'm like,
Oh,
Shit, wait. Hold on, wait 1
we
second.
have a button issue.
Yeah, I
button,
think I'm a
button.
little
Oh, I'm
too.
doing the same thing. Oh, I'm giving lots of cleavage, but
That's okay.
That's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
It totally looks good.
Thanks.
I have a little ruffle at the top.
So cute.
Okay, ready? Ready. Okay. Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. Every week I get the honor to introduce someone in the wellness arena that I absolutely think is a game changer. And today I have Alexa Salvaggio. She has quite a story. I think she's an incredible human being. She teaches yoga, meditation. She actually is a writer. She is definitely a wellness entrepreneur. So she's exploring all types of things in the wellness space. There isn't anything this woman can't do. So we get to talk to her today personally and find how she got into it and what these things are that you're working on for the future.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm so grateful, and
I'm so happy to have you.
not only grateful for my connection to you, but also grateful for all that you're putting out into the world, and grateful for the personal help that you've offered my family and myself.
honor.
And so just, I see you, I recognize you, and thank you for all you're doing.
We were meant to meet.
Yes, it was time.
It was time,
It was a
right?
matter of moments.
So tell me about how this all came about for you in terms
Yes.
of the wellness arena and yoga and meditation and
Totally. It's been quite a journey. So I'm very humbled by my path. I don't think anyone gets into the wellness arena without a catalyst,
Yeah.
without some you-know-what hitting the fan on some level. And
You can say it.
yes, okay, good. Now, future reference. You know, I was a dancer for a very long time. I was in the musical theater world. I was touring. I was doing the New York theater scene, which was wonderful. I had been doing it since I was a child. I grew up, my mom actually owned a dance school growing up, and so I grew up dancing since I was, 3.
Okay.
And
did you love it?
oh my God,
You did.
I loved
so it
it.
wasn't just because mom owned the studio, but you loved
I
it.
genuinely loved it, and I felt really present doing it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was something that that really kind of shook me. Was that I was very, very embodied doing it. It was flow state. It was really great. And my sophomore year of college, there wasn't necessarily a specific like comment or anything about my body, but I think there were a lot of extraneous things going on in my life that I couldn't really control, and so I started to control my body because it was safe for me.
Right.
I became severely anorexic. I was about 60 pounds less than I am now, hair falling out, lost my period, was like really not doing well.
Right.
And really what that was I was trying to get as far away from myself as possible. I was trying to disembody myself as much as possible. And I always say that yoga is really a practice in self-love and embodying your body, and anorexia is a practice in self-hatred and disembodying your body as much as humanly possible.
Right.
And so that was it was a major part of my healing, because I felt so unsafe that to be able to come to a place where I could do something physical, I could move my body, because that was my home, was being a dancer. I was like, I need to move. If you told me to sit in meditation at the very beginning, I would have been like, nah.
No way.
Like, not gonna happen. But the fact that I could like do something physical felt very safe for me, and it enabled me to cultivate a more loving relationship to my body and to food, and to be able to recognize like, oh yeah, I'm hungry. I should eat something because I actually care about myself, not mistreating myself in a really disastrous way.
Did yoga help you get to that place? Like
Huge.
that? Okay. You started yoga early,
I started
1995 or something? Like,
yeah, I mean,
earlier.
I've been practicing it for a very long time, but I think when I first started practicing, it was very much a physical practice for me. Like,
so
it was
wasn't
like,
mental
no,
as much. Okay.
wasn't mental. But I would say in like 2006, that was when I was like hitting the mat, not for the physical benefits of getting stronger and more flexible, which are a byproduct, but I was hitting the mat because it enabled me to feel safe in my body. And even in the moments that weren't safe, like, wow, this is really uncomfortable, I'm shaking and too that I'm holding too long, I could at least just learn to sit with myself long enough to be able to sit with the discomfort of, I'm not comfortable in my body yet, but I can feed it because that's the right thing to do, or I can stop feeding it because it's the right thing to do, and finding that balance, which is a negotiation. You know, that's just like a total negotiation. That's still, to this day,
really,
we all do.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we
that's
all
true.
do. But I mean,
that's what's so beautiful about yoga and all of these things that you do. You know, it's like it's really helping people get back in their body. It's crucial.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for that. And it is, for me, it's like my tool so I can check myself before I wreck myself. You know, like I have
Let's
to.
tweet that.
Yes, tweet it out,
great,
kids. Tweet it out.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's a huge part of my tool, and it's so funny because these days I'm so into seated meditation, which I think.
How long do you meditate? Does it just depends?
Okay. Yeah, I have at least 15 minutes, but I mean today 45. You know, so it just depends on the day
and where you're at.
Yes.
And what you need.
And what I need. Totally. Like this morning, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Like I just woke up and was kind of pissed. Like I don't know. I didn't sleep that well. It's been, you know, I haven't had a day off in a while. Like
you haven't had any time to yourself.
I haven't had any time to myself, and I woke up and it was like I'm just I feel like and that's why I did 45 minutes because I was like I need to just learn to stay.
And so you teach meditation.
Yes.
Like weekly.
Yes.
And yoga weekly too. So you have yoga classes and meditation classes. So,
totally.
Wow, you don't have a lot of time.
I don't. But I carve it out for myself.
Okay.
For meditation and to practice.
Right.
And, because if, like, the truth is if I don't, I'm a crazy person.
I beg to differ. Craziness probably isn't so crazy. But I know I think we all have a crazy side. So that we need to curtail and tame in, right?
Yes, rein it in sometimes.
So you were talking about a book.
Yes. I'm
That's
so excited.
super exciting.
Oh my God.
So with everything going on,
how
have you had time to write a book?
Yeah, you know the details. It's not always the dreamiest of situations, but it is because I have something to say and it's important to me. So I am in the process of publishing a book that will, I mean, you know how this works. Also, hopefully will be out early next year, but we'll see how everything reins in.
Right.
But it is about cultivating a more loving relationship to your body and food. Because I do believe that we all are kind of living on a sliding scale when it comes to our relationship to our body. And when we check in with ourselves on a daily basis, some days we're like, I'm feeling fly, like I got it going on. And some days we're like, wow, I really overdid it. And like, I don't feel good. And like, I don't think I look that. I'm worthless. And so, and every day, that can change depending on external circumstances, depending on what we've fed ourselves, depending on what we've fed ourselves, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I was looking for this book when I was in recovery because I think a huge part of recovery is finding things to do to get us out of our self-obsession. Because that's really where anorexia lives. And it lives in reclusiveness, it lives in self-obsession, it lives in denial of self. And it's not just for people who are anorexic, again, it's for people who are on that scale, which I believe is pretty much everyone with a body.
So exactly. At some point in their life.
Exactly, exactly. And so offering people, okay, when you're feeling like this is what you do. So if you're feeling like a 7 out of 10, you're feeling kind of reactive, not feeling that great, here are your exercises for the day. It's this act of service, it's this meditation, it's this outreach to this person, it's this journaling exercises, it's these potential recipes that are not going to trigger you. So there's no sugar in these ones, or there's no gluten in these ones, or whatever. Versus if you're like on the scale and you're feeling like fit, fab, and fly, yes, here are some exercises you can do, but like go forth and live your life. And like eat whatever you want, within reason, of course. Like have fun.
So you've been exploring, that's pretty cool. You've been exploring the food aspect too. I mean, it's all part of it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So there are certain foods that make you feel good and and you don't feel good. So
what you do. I mean, it's like, this is why I follow you and know, God, everything, all the wisdom that you share, because it is really true. Not to mention just triggers.
Yeah,
You know, it's
very much so.
Oh my God! Like when I was in full on rehab, you know, it was so funny because you'd be around all these girls, and there were just foods that, like, when you were in reactive, like no peanut butter. Like for some reason, peanut butter is a big trigger for people with eating disorder. Yes, like certain things are just like.
Do you know
trigger.
why?
I think it might be like a nostalgia thing. Like it feels comforting.
Okay.
Feels like safety, like childhood. Like, oh, I can comfort myself.
Yeah. So you sit down and eat the whole peanut butter jar
100%.
or something like that kind of. Okay.
Totally.
Yeah, I have heard that before.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
But like just certain things are not included when you're feeling really triggered versus when you're not feeling triggered.
Right.
And it's all relative as well, because you know, like I don't eat gluten. I really do avoid sugar, and you know, I like just because that's what makes me feel good anyway. So the book is kind of based on that, but it's not a diet dogma.
Right.
It's suggestion. So
Right. Just to really get yourself into a better place ongoing. Do you think people don't realize that they can have a bad day and a good day, like they can go back and forth and be able to get themselves back together? Is that what's happening? Like they think, oh my God, once I have a bad day, it's going to be downhill from. Yeah.
No, that was such a good point. You know, this is a huge part of what I teach in yoga, is that like the good news is that nothing lasts forever.
Right.
And the bad news is that nothing lasts forever.
Right.
So like if you have a good day, enjoy it, because it will go. Like life is waves. It really is.
And I don't think we were brought up like that. It was we weren't really taught that.
No. And it's kind of troublesome because I keep seeing people post on social media like no bad days or like happiness is the goal. And it's like yes, but there are bad days. And we have to be able to sit with those bad days rather than go, I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna go like spend $5,000 at the Real. Or like I've had a bad day, I'm gonna eat the whole jar of peanut butter.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
So learning to like be able to just sit with the bad days.
And be okay.
And
know that they're not gonna stay.
Waves.
Yeah, that is like such a huge thing that I see just with all of the health issues too.
Yes.
It's like once they think that, you know, you're sliding, they can't seem to figure out how to get themselves back.
Right.
And to have a tool book like what you're talking about, which will be coming out, is like amazing.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
I needed it, and that's why. And I was like searching voraciously for it.
Right.
You know.
These days, meditation and yoga, I know for me, is a savior.
Yes.
Completely.
I know. I
saving
love
my
seeing your
ass.
posts. I'm like, yes, she's hitting the mat.
Oh my God. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that more and more people are doing it. It's becoming more mainstream. I mean,
Thank God.
Lifesaver.
Lifesaver.
Totally.
Well, like the truth of the matter is sometimes if we want to get ahead, we have to slow down.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing we weren't taught. We just
Exactly.
have to pound the pavement.
yeah, go.
Yeah.
That's your worth. That's your whatever. And it's like,
We're burning ourselves out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, complete burnout. I always, don't always, but I often in class will say, you know, there's going to be a million things going on. You can care about something without carrying it with you into the room.
Yeah.
Right now, there's going to be 1,000 things tugging at your heart to go, this is important, and this is important, and this is important, but it's time for you to come back to yourself and go, oh, wait, this is important.
Yeah.
Like, this is important.
The most
Yeah,
important.
the most.
So you do a lot of really interesting, exciting things. I mean, teaching you at the Dodger Stadium, I was talking to you earlier about, I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
You do Wonderlist. I mean, you know, you teach large groups of people.
Yes.
Can you tell me, is there any one of those that's just been so extraordinary in terms of like you're up there going, wow, I can't believe I'm here? Or
A few. I did, I hosted it, or I didn't host it, I was asked to teach at an event. I was one of the headliners for the Lazarus Cancer Foundation, and that was really huge because my mother had just been diagnosed.
Whoa.
And it was in San Francisco, and it was like me and Chelsea Chorus and some of the bigger, you know, yoga names out there. And it was really extraordinary to see so many people coming together that wanted to be of service.
Right.
Because it wasn't just like, oh yeah, this is like my, you know, like Dodger Stadium was rad. It's 1,000 people.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That was so
That
cool.
is pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm like up on the Jumbotron in Warrior 2, like what? But to have so many people that their intention was to be of service.
Yeah.
Because really what the Lazarus Cancer Foundation does is it offers treatment for people who can't afford it with late stage cancer.
Oh, wow.
Or really, really rare cancers.
Didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, they're
That's a good
really
thing to
amazing.
know. Okay.
So it was really cool to be able to give back in that way. It was very powerful, and I was living in San Francisco at the time. My mom had just been diagnosed. My mom has stage 4 ovarian cancer, as you know, and so it was very meaningful.
Very.
Yeah.
So I bet you've helped your mom tremendously through all of this.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
mean-
She's a gem of a human, as you know.
God.
I know. I'm so grateful to you for working with her.
She is a beautiful human.
Oh my God,
and
my heart.
she's done so well.
I know.
So
Yeah.
there is a lot there.
Oh my God.
So,
like the
right?
doctors are like, why are you? I don't know. She's been called a
Emotionally, though,
miracle.
she's in a
Yeah.
good place because
100%.
you're helping her.
100%.
Stay there.
Yeah.
It feels like she probably relies on you.
Most
in that.
definitely in some
Yeah.
ways. And of course I rely on her. She's my mom, but I've been very fortunate. She's come on a few of my retreats.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
How many retreats do you do a year?
It depends. So
Okay.
I probably average 3, but it vacillates between like 5 and 2.
Okay.
So like she came with me to my Bhutan retreat and went with me to Thailand and to Mexico and just exploring the world and cultivating that relationship to
Yeah.
self.
Right.
And as we were talking about earlier, like our body is really our greatest tool for discernment when we actually listen to it.
Yep.
But we have to slow down enough to listen to it, because if we're going crazy, we just go.
I know. We
everything.
don't hear anything.
We don't.
And we don't listen to our intuition or our instincts.
Exactly.
Which is crucial. So.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
if you had to sum up your
Yeah.
mission in one word,
Yeah.
what would it be?
I love it. I want to help people cultivate that more loving relationship to their body, because our body really is the only place we have to live permanently. We came
Right.
into this planet with it, and
Right.
when it's time to leave, you will leave it
Yeah.
behind.
That is
I
beautiful.
I always say it's like our body is our sweet little rental unit, and it's like we want to treat it like we want our
Right.
security deposit
Right.
back, like treat it with some damn
That's
respect.
another
Yeah.
good statement.
Tweetable.
Oh my
I'm full of 'em.
God, I
yeah.
love them.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's it.
It's so beautiful having you on and meeting you finally.
Finally.
Yes, and I love everything you're doing.
Yes.
So
You're a gift.
Keep rocking it, girl.
Thank you for being
Thank
you. You're an angel.
Woo!
Yes. Boom shakalaka.